At Healthcare Partners Medical Group, our mission is to provide the highest quality of healthcare to each and every patient. With 5 locations in Pahrump, we are local doctors you know and trust. We want to thank you for choosing us. Quality care starts here.
It's the $35,000 Wheels and Cash giveaway at the Pahrump Nugget every Friday from 6 to 8:30 p.m. One $250 cash winner will be selected every 30 minutes. And at 9 p.m., get a chance to win $1,000. Saturdays, get another chance at $250 every 30 minutes from 6 to 8:30 p.m. And at 9 p.m., you could win a UTV. Don't forget our Progressive Cash drawing Saturday, February 23rd at 9:30 p.m. Winner is guaranteed $3,000 cash plus all unclaimed cash prizes. Earn 3 times the entries on Sundays. Come get your game on at the Pahrump Nugget Hotel and Casino.
News 46 is brought to you by Healthcare Partners. News is also brought to you by Comfort Hospice Care, where we give our patients and their loved ones peace of mind, knowing we provide the highest quality of care 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. For more information, call 775-751-0349. News is also brought to you by Hope Cancer Care of Nevada, providing quality cancer care in a spa-like setting. We are Pahrump's only chemotherapy center. Call 1-800-881-4226. News is also brought to you by Capriotti Sandwich Shop, located in the Pahrump Nugget Casino. Call us at 775-751-3354 to order ahead.
Tonight on News 46, the town gets ready for the grand opening of a new park. A free self-defense class is offered for women. Relay for Life invites you to join the Mr. and Mrs. Relay contest. News 46 starts now.
You're watching KPVM News 46 with Glenn Evers and Monique Mitchell. News 46, local coverage you can count on.
Good evening. It's Tuesday, February 19, 2013. I'm Glenn Evers. For News 46, Monique Mitchell has the day off. Governor Brian Sandoval wants to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on a new execution chamber. Prosecutors across Nevada are pushing forward on the new death penalty cases, adding to the dozens of inmates waiting on death row, some for more than 3 decades. The cost of executions keeps piling up, even though there is no chance of an execution in Nevada anytime soon because the chamber is not up to code. Sandoval wants to pursue a new death chamber, which would cost nearly $700,000. Clark County has the highest amount of pending death penalty cases of any jurisdiction across the country. Over 70 inmates are now on death row. In 2009 and 2010, the district attorney's office filed 23 capital cases and 20 were filed in 2011. A free self-defense class will be held in March for women. News 46's Deanna O'Donnell spoke to Captain Bill Beck from the Nye County Sheriff's Office, who teaches the 2-day course.
The women's self-defense class, it's been going now for, I think it's been like 8 or 9 years now. We started it back up, you understand. Historically, it goes back into the 90s.
Yeah.
But we started it back up and have been teaching regular for 8 or 9 years now. And getting ready to start back up, we always take a break around the holidays because participation falls off in preparation for holidays and things. And so with scheduling, March 9th and 10th will now be the first classes for 2013.
If people like to attend it, how can they do that?
They need to get a hold of Denise Pilkington with Homeland Heroes, 513-8636. I'm not sure how many people have already enrolled, and so how big the roster is, because we do have to limit class size to make sure we have enough time for everybody and instruction and stuff like that.
You guys had this at the Bob Roode Community Center. The location is now to be announced. Is it going to go back to the center, or is it going to the fire department like you've had a few times, right?
Right. It all depends on the facilities we have available. This should be back at the Bob Roode Community Center, if I recall. But it really depends on the facilities that are available at the time. But it's a good class. It's short on sitting there in classroom instruction, long on hands-on and getting out there and learning the skills and reviewing the skills.
Why is it important for women to take this class?
Well, everybody has to live in the same world. Everybody has to walk down the street. And you should have an equal opportunity or better opportunity and better skills to protect yourself and defend yourself, because physically or physiologically, women normally are weaker, shorter, less stature than men. So they automatically go in with a deficit. Having these skills helps equal the playing field. Saturday is the learning phase. Again, we have a short period of classroom instruction and then a lot of hands-on and striking and drills that we do with the women. And then Sunday, after review, I get into what we call the red man suit, and I get suited up and they get suited up, and we put them into scenarios to develop their situational awareness and get them through the panic and paranoia that would initially be associated with, since most women, we teach little girls, don't fight. Be little girls, be cute little girls, right? Don't fight. We teach them it's okay to fight, and we give them the basic skills to help out.
Is it required to attend both days of the classes?
It is, only in the fact of if you want to get the full thing, you have to attend both days. But at the same time, obviously, it's not like you're held accountable or anything like that. You don't have to participate in the scenario training.
What ages are recommended for this class?
We like to see them anywhere between 15 and 16 if their parents are going to attend. Okay. Otherwise, 17-year-olds, if their parents will sign off on a waiver, and then we've had all the way up to 91-year-old females take it. It's fantastic. Yeah.
The best part about this is that it is free, isn't it?
Yep, doesn't cost a dime. You can come back as much as you want. We've had a lot of women that have come back 7 and 8 times.
Nevada lawmakers are looking into the details of a new funding formula for higher education that will send more money to campuses in southern Nevada at the expense of the northern and rural areas. Governor Brian Sandoval has proposed a $472 million a year for the Nevada system of higher education, the same as existing spending levels, but how that money is divided up is creating angst amongst some institutions, especially community colleges. Under the plan approved by the Board of Regents, funding will be weighed and based on how many class credits students complete instead of on enrollment. For University of Nevada, Reno, and community colleges in northern Nevada, the shift will mean a loss of around $13 million that will go to schools in southern Nevada. As we head into our first break, here's Kay with this week's Jackson Hewitt Tax Tip of the Week.
Tax Tip of the Week is brought to you by Jackson Hewitt Tax Services.
Good evening, it's Kay with this week's Jackson Hewitt Tax Tip. This has been a difficult tax year for the tax preparers as well as many of you who are trying to file your tax returns. So I need you to just hang in there. You can check the irs.gov website to find out if you have a particular item on your tax return that's holding it up. Some of you may have realized that your refunds are taking longer. The IRS told us that it could take longer at the first of the tax year. Items such as depreciation took a little longer. That's now available. And if you received a 1098-T for college expenses that you want to certainly take that deduction on your tax return, those returns with a 1098-T cannot be filed until February 28th. The IRS could move that date up. Just check the website for that information. We're trying to make it as clear as we can for you. It's just a very confusing year. We appreciate your listening. This is Kay with Jackson Hewitt's Tax Tip.
Tax Tip of the Week is brought to you by Jackson Hewitt Tax Services.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Children's Dentistry of Pahrump, specializing in sedation dentistry, now accepting adult patients. Call now for free IV sedation with dental implant, 751-2184.
Welcome back to News 46. The town tested a firework display near the Fairgrounds project located off of South Highway 160 and Gamebird on Sunday night.
I'm standing here on the corner of Fox and Dalton near Gamebird, where the Fairgrounds project is coming along really nicely. Actually, this project has been years in the making, but as you can see, the parking lot has been put in here. The other night there was a test fireworks display at Spring Mountain Motor Speedway, and the town invited the media there to see how this would come off for the grand opening of this park. We spoke to Bill Kobarger, the town manager at the event.
Tonight we're having just a little bit test fireworks, and over at Spring Mountain Motorsports they're testing some fireworks tonight, and so we invited some people out here because in April we're going to be having a grand opening of this facility, which is the fairgrounds. As you can see, you're standing on the pavement, and then out here behind us is where the 8 soccer fields are going to go, the concession stand, restrooms, and other facilities. So tonight's just to see how the fireworks look from over here, because in April we do want to do a fireworks show on our grand opening.
The paved area that we're here on the parking area, when was this done?
This was done roughly 2 weeks ago. It's 385 parking spots, and so this has started in the last 90 days. 120 days is what we've been all working for, trying to get the fairgrounds kicked in, and Red Apple Fireworks has decided to donate a bunch of fireworks for tonight's show and for the April show. So thank you, Red Apple. It's incredible they're stepping up to do that. But they needed to test some products, so they invited some people from California and got with the town and said, hey, how about we put on a show in April, and we'll invite some of our buyers over here and you can have a grand opening. And we thought, hey, this is perfect. So this is why we're doing this test tonight, just to get an example and get a bird's eye view of how it would look from here.
What's the next step for this park?
Next step is possibly a well in infrastructure for water, and then the building of a concession stand and restroom facilities, and then grass. So we'll probably go with a micro seed, which is the newest way they're doing it nowadays, and they spray it on and then add water and it grows. So a lot of places are doing that, especially Arizona and other places in Clark County, so we're going to be looking at that.
Are we using a large area for grass, or how big is the area going to be? I mean, you're talking about soccer fields, so it's going to be quite big.
I believe it's 24 to 25 acres of actual grass, and then the parking lot's 2 acres. So we've got 27 total acres being worked on right now.
Once again, this is set to be a 27-acre park. We are across the street from Spring Mountain Motor Speedway there on Highway 160, right off of Gamebird and Fox. Fox actually doesn't have a street sign right now off of Gamebird, but it is the first dirt road to the west of Highway 160, and you would make a right there, and Fox and Dalton does have a street sign right here at the fairgrounds. This is Deanne O'Donnell for News 46.
Land and water issue consultant Gary Hollis speaks on behalf of his client, Brandon Goodhart, who is contesting a proposed 4-story senior living facility near his home on Gamebird.
And I want to make sure everybody understands that this is not Assemblyman Goodhart. This is his son, Brandon. Brandon came to me himself and said, I want to hire you to take care of this for me.
This has nothing to do with Ed or Renee Goodhart at all. This is their adult son who bought a home, who's not interested in having this facility built next to him. He's worried about traffic. What's some of other concerns that he has?
Well, you're going to bring other people in, and they'll be casing the joint probably, I don't know. The big thing of it is he doesn't want the traffic, and he wants to live just exactly where the reason why Brandon did this is so he would have some property values in the future.
So how far along is this proposed assisted living facility at this point?
Last Wednesday night, they postponed the agenda item so they could look at some other lands around Pahrump. And I would say that they need to be 3 to 6 miles from the hospital.
And you have this consulting business and a vast knowledge of things like this, like having land development and getting things approved through the county commissioners, regional planning commission, and such. How can a person hire you for consulting in this case?
Well, they can call me at 727-3169, and I'll be happy to talk to them. I don't take every client because I have to believe in what the client wants to do before I'll take them on. But this kid here is working in California, and he wants to come home every weekend to a quiet neighborhood.
We'll have more local news and weather right after these messages.